How can you guys say this is not a political issue when the president's statement about this talked about getting pro-choice officials elected?
Did I say it's not a political issue?
Yes, you actually said some call it a political issue. It is not. Aboard Air Force One.
Well, because the vast majority of the public believes that this should not be overturned, meaning I meant to say it's not a partisan issue, and I don't think it is. There are many Republican and independent men across the country who do not believe the Supreme Court should overturn a woman's right to make choices about her own health care. In fact, only 30% in recent polls thought they should. So that's what I'm referring to.
That was White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki and Fox News' Peter Doocy yesterday at the White House. She's claiming it's not using the Supreme Court leaks for political gains while demonizing Republicans, saying that they are against allowing women to make choices about their own health care. This, of course, as a large fence goes up around the Supreme Court, similar to the one that surrounded the Capitol last year, Dagen. And it's interesting to hear this reaction after we are just coming off of this 2-year period when everybody was forced to listen to the government tell us what medicines to take and make sure we take vaccines and get boosted. It wasn't about our own, focus on our own bodies then.
No. And to Jen Psaki's point, 54% of people polled by Fox News recently found that abortion should be illegal. 54%, not legal, number one. Number two, the Democrats are trying to use scare tactics to pull voters to their side because they're so desperately worried about the midterm elections. Scare tactics in telling the American people that the decision to legalize gay marriage would also fall if Roe v. Wade falls, that the decision, Griswold, to allow the purchase of contraception would fall if Roe v. Wade falls. And as the Wall Street Journal points out today, that is just utter balderdash. That the decisions on gay marriage and contraception, among others, are both decisions, as the op-ed writes in the Journal, that establish themselves as durable precedents with broad public acceptance. That is not the case for abortion. In contrast to abortion, it remains a contested moral and political issue. And the draft opinion that was leaked, written by Justice Samuel Alito, clearly points out that Roe v. Wade is not related to these other decisions, but they're going to peddle this lie to the American people and this disinformation because they're so worried about their own political control and power.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And that's what my instinct was. As soon as this story broke earlier this week, Mark, I said, this shows incredible desperation. They are so desperate because they know they're going to get slaughtered in November that they're actually stooping this low to leak a Supreme Court decision. And it's not a final decision.
I mean, look,
yet.
I agree. I think there's no doubt this was politically motivated. I mean, just look at the rapid-fire emails and rallies that took place immediately thereafter. But look, I got to give credit where credit's due. The left is so good at this stuff. They are better at sleight-of-hand magic tricks than Harry Houdini. Kind of look here, not there. They're deflecting from all of their policy screw-ups, the handling of COVID, the border, Afghanistan, inflation. Their approval ratings are so low, as you mentioned, they're desperate. They're trying to brush all those things under the rug and instead get voters to focus on just one single issue, pro-choice.
That's right.
And look, they're so good at this, like I said. I know we can see through it. I just hope the other voters can see through it as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. They're so good at disinformation. They really are. And then they come up with the disinformation board. I'd like to know specific what disinformation that they are referring to that triggered the need for this governing board. And I thought it was really interesting to see President Biden the other day talking all about how it's so important to vote for senators who believe in a right to choose.